Peace, kings and queens, gods and goddesses. So today we are going to talk about secondary trauma. And this is also new territory for me. Like this has been a different experience for me. It's so different that I actually had to go ahead and ask one of the AIs like if this is something that like everybody experiences, because I genuinely didn't know. And like I am still shocked at how heavy secondary trauma can be, considering it's not something that happens directly to you. It's just something that you experience. But yeah, like I even had to pour some I had to pour some wine because I'm really just this has been a lot for me. This last week has like, especially when it comes to healing and stuff. Oh, y'all, it's just been so heavy. It's been so much. But we are going to talk about it, especially this, because I do believe that this perspective in particular, I don't see discussed. I've never seen it discussed. So we're definitely we're gonna talk about it, and yeah, I really hope that this provides some much needed insight to individuals, because healing is important, and it's so spontaneous to me. Let's get into it. Whew. Some of the deepest trauma that I've had to process growing up didn't come solely from things that happened to me, but from things that I've witnessed happening to the people that I love. Experiences don't have to happen directly to you to have an impact. Sometimes it's the pain around you, especially from friends and family. That seeps in and settles. And yes, you do carry it. What's completely wild to me is, even through everything, I still love these people with my entire heart. I always have. Even as a child, my heart would break for the things that I heard or seen them go through. And even the fact that it wasn't happening to me, it never just made me write it off. No, I felt their pain. And now when I reflect on it, I realize how much unhealed trauma many of them are still carrying, and that makes me sad. Like deeply sad. That crushes it crushes me so much. And I'm about to give y'all some examples. I'm not naming names, and I'm not sure if I'll even continue to speak on this after I share this. But truthfully, there's a lot I've held close that's just heavy. Starting with home, my mom, she truly has so much to heal from. And as a child, I was really more aware than most children, and I felt her pain. I seen it. It was very apparent. Listening to her talk about how my grandmother had a favorite and how that affected her, it was devastating. And even experiencing the same trauma when my aunt expressed it, her sister, heartbreaking. Many don't grasp the heaviness something like favorites can have on individuals, but I've heard it. I've lived it, and I felt it. And I wish nothing more than love and healing for both of them, genuinely. But as a child, you're not expected to process pain like that. You're expected to stay in a child's place. And y'all, this is not this is not funny, but it's funny to me because that is something that I struggle with bad. I promise you. Staying in a child's place was not in me or on me. It wasn't. Listen. We're gonna keep going. I vividly remember not liking my stepdad because I knew that he made my mom sad. One memory that's still heavy on my heart is that he tried to buy my affection. And I'm not gonna hold y'all. I was not messing with him like that. And he had went out and brought me some like clothes and stuff. And I straight up told him, I told that man I ain't want it. I don't want it. Thanks, but no. I'm sorry, this is not funny. This is not funny. But now it is kind of funny. Like, imagine being a child and declining a bride, master's the gift. I was like that. But back then, y'all, it hurt. It really did. It hurt even more when my mom forced me to accept it and basically told me to fix my attitude because I needed to stay in a child's place. I have always felt really deeply for her. The moments like that made me feel like my pain didn't matter. Even when it was a direct result of hers. And it didn't seem fair to me. It wasn't just what I experienced personally in other ways involving her either. Watching my siblings experience hurt. Like, watching them experience hurt, that cut deep too. I've always had this ability to like feel others' pain, even when it wasn't happening directly to me. And at times it would confuse the hell out of me because I never knew what the fuck was happening. I'm telling y'all, like, I would never understand how something that was not happening to me was just making me feel so sad, so mad, so hard. Like, how are their emotions making me feel like their emotions? It was so confusing when I was a child. And I've never really had the guidance to really like understand what an empath was or anything. I didn't have any insight, and no one really looked to guide me. I was always, I don't know, expected to get over stuff and be normal and stay in a child's place and stuff like that. But it's just like, that was not the answer for me. But here are just 3 memories that I am comfortable sharing that have stayed with me. That happened not to me but to my siblings. And I was just you know, around to feel every part of it. It was this one time when my sister and I were like in like the 7th and 8th grade, and she had asked my mom for a new winter coat. Now, I knew my mama couldn't afford it. I'm not sure if my sister knew that, but what happened next, it sticks with me. My mom went off on her, saying stuff like, you just want to be fast and show off your ass, amongst other things. And watching my sister really try to explain that the coat was just no longer in style. Just as some insight, it was like a baby fat coat, and it was like long. But at that time, like baby fat wasn't a thing no more. So she was attempting to explain that to her, like just trying to get to her to understand that it wasn't about anything other than, you know, like the coat being out of style. And instead of just saying that she couldn't afford it, or she couldn't afford a new one, my mom attacked her. And it was crazy to me, because like verbal abuse is so normalized in society, and it shouldn't be. Because even the things that people say to us matter. It sticks with us. We carry it. We don't just drop the shit that impacted us off. We suppress it. We hide it. And that is not it. That's not it for me. I don't like that. And that moment hurt my sister so bad. And that shit hurt me just as much. Whew. Another time was when my siblings and I were discussing helping out with bills. And my oldest brother shared something that I ain't never know. Telling y'all right now, I never knew it. He said that my mom used to take their lead poisoning checks. Just for some insight, my 2 older siblings had contracted lead poisoning as like baby's toddler's age, and ended up suing the landlord at the house they were staying at or something like that. And once they became a certain age, they started receiving checks for this experience. And he was telling us like, you know, she would be taking that money and using it to handle, you know, adult things. And since I never had prior knowledge, this statement, it threw me off. I was so thrown off, it was crazy. But that man was visibly hurt. Like, he, even through expressing it, I can feel his pain, and I can see how hurt he was from it. And rightfully fucking so. And hearing that and seeing that was like a dagger to my chest. Like, I couldn't, y'all. I really couldn't. And the things that's normalized in society, especially when it comes to something like adults using support for their children as ammunition, I was sad. And last but not least, was with my youngest brother. My mom had threw him a party for his birthday, and they actually like charged people to get in. Afterwards, she asked him for money from the party to help cover a bill. And when he didn't want to give it to her, she said, after I just threw you a party, like, ma'am, we are your children. You are not supposed to count favors with anyone, let alone us. She guilt tripped us often. And while it didn't surprise me, it still hurt. It hurt him and it hurt me. And it hurt me listening to how hurt he was by it. And I understood. I felt that pain. And it really makes me sad because I don't think my siblings fully understands the depth of love that I have for them. I love them down. All this have, all this will. But I also know that I can't allow what I've outgrown to stay in my space. I can't. And they're not choosing healing. They're still walking around with all of that pain. And it's manifesting into their lives. That doesn't make me love them any less, though. Shit, I feel for them heavily all the time because I'm aware of how trauma, conditioning, and programming affects us. I'm aware of how heavy this is. But I will not keep individuals around me who aren't accountable and are refusing to heal. The same for my mother. I love her with everything in me. But the boundary is non-negotiable. And it hurts more than I can express truly. Especially when I know that these experiences affects them in ways that they are not able to see or accept. The knowing alone is unbearable. I'm not sharing this to place blame. I'm sharing this because I care. I really deeply care. And all this will. But I also know what I've had to process. The front row seat I had to all of this trauma, the emotional weight of witnessing it, and the confusion of feeling what wasn't mine but still impacted me. It's a lot. And I truly hope that one day that they see this, and I hope that it inspires healing. But I know that I can't force that on anyone. I can only protect myself and my children, and that is enough. But it also sucks. Maybe one day I'll speak on the experiences I've had through my friends too. I genuinely didn't realize how long this reflection would be. But for now, this is what I'm ready to share. And for now, this is enough for me too. The overall goal here was to provide insight on secondary trauma, because I know that I'm not the only one that's carrying it, and has to process it. But I also know that I have not seen it discussed. But just because you don't know about something does not mean that it's not real. And this is real. And this is reality. And yeah. I love my family, y'all. I'm really not sharing this to play a victim or make individuals feel any particular type of way about them. Everybody has something to process. Everybody has something to heal from. I'm standing on that because I know that it's true. And people need grace. People need compassion. People need understanding. And it is so heavily lacked in society that it is hurtful. Because I'm not seen in a light that I feel as if I should be seen as in. I'm the villain. I'm the bad guy. I'm overreacting. I'm too sensitive. But even labels are heavy, y'all. But that's it. I'm gonna see y'all next time.